Are you curious about an LLC and if you should start one? In this video, I'm going to break down the basics of what an LLC is and how it can benefit your business. Hey there, I'm Sean with Families Creating Financial Freedom, and in this video, I'm going to talk about LLCs. A lot of people are curious about them but don't really know what they are or if they should start one. I'm going to go over the basics of what an LLC is and some of the benefits you can get from starting one. So if you're curious about an LLC, stick around because this video is for you. Over the years, I've worked with multiple self-employed persons and small business owners, and they always ask, should they start an LLC and what will it do? How will it benefit them? First, if you're going to promote a good or a service, you'll need to either register a DBA, which is doing business as, in your state, or create an LLC to operate as anything other than simply your own name. If you're going to register a DBA, you might consider going the extra step and creating the LLC and obtaining an EIN for your business. An EIN is essentially a social security for a non-living entity. Your business needs structure, so using a LLC helps give it that structure. This also protects the business name as yours is then reserved in your state. It prevents you from having, say, two of Sherry's cookies in the same town or Bill's bakery. The LLC is registered. So additionally, if you open up a more generic LLC and you decide you're going to open up different ventures, you can register different DBAs operating under that same LLC, just as you can create a DBA for you as an individual. I need to be a little bit more specific, and when I talk about an LLC, it is not a single member or a sole proprietorship LLC, but a general partnership or a limited partnership. The single member or sole proprietor would not accomplish all of the goals we're going to talk about by creating an LLC. First, what I consider probably the greatest value to having an LLC for your business is it creates a layer of protection from civil liability for you as an individual. So if somebody were to sue the business, they could go after the income and the assets of the business, but because you have an LLC, it does shield you to a larger degree personally and your personal assets, like your home, your cars, your savings. Whereas without an LLC, you are wide open and your assets are included in that. Bringing up the point of liability and protecting you, think about the real estate investor that has multiple rental properties. The fact that they might own them directly exposes them and all their other rental properties to being included in any litigation. So let's say they had a tenant that got hurt and their lawsuit exceeded what their insurance might cover, and so they're able to go after them and everything that they own. By having that LLC, they're able to separate the two. I would even say that there's some value in creating an LLC for each property or each business because it protects the other businesses in the same situation. The other strong benefit of having an LLC is you're better able to capitalize on the expenses related to operating the business than you might as an individual. You're able to take your gross income, write off all of the expenses related to generating that income, which then results in your net income, which is passed through. Very, very valuable. You cannot begin to take advantage of all the same write-offs as an individual. I won't go into great detail on that, but your accountant certainly can highlight it for you. Now, a downside for each of those LLCs, I mentioned that you would have a separate EIN or non-living entity Social Security number, which means that there's a separate tax filing for each LLC, each business. That then creates a pass-through income that gets reported on your personal income tax, or if you have a business partner, it's split and you both report it. But it does create more tax paperwork annually. I think generally, if you have more than $50,000 in income and a good bit of business write-offs, it merits taking advantage of an LLC. Creating an LLC is a fairly easy process. Generally, you start by going to your state's website for the State Corporation Commission. Different states might call it different things, but generally it's a State Corporation Commission. You can then search the name you want to use for your LLC to make sure it's available. Make sure you're not the person trying to use someone else's business name. And once you have identified what you want is available, you can then begin the process, generally online, $50, $100 filing fee to register as an LLC. They will ask you other questions. Most of them are fairly straightforward, or you can research online to get the answers to some of those questions. Complete the filing with the state. I'd say in under 15 minutes of your effort, and almost immediately they'll generate a certificate showing that you have registered. And from there, you go to the IRS's website and you register your LLC for an EIN. That very often they will tell you might take 2 days to 2 weeks, depending on the volume of business they're processing. My experience is you will receive an email within a couple of short days with your EIN in it. Save that document just like you save the documents from the state. You will use it frequently for tax filings, opening up a bank account, anything else legal or business-wise, you will need those documents. So save them. Very simple process. It should cost you no more than $150, $200 at most, and those are business expenses for the startup. Remember, save your receipts. I hope this has been helpful in explaining the value of an LLC, what it can do for you in very simplistic terms. Do me a favor, if you're still confused, if you'd like greater assistance, follow my link to my website and you can register for a one-on-one with me. I'm happy to give you some advice and go through it in greater detail. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.